Identity and access management, like
So control the other people are to access your AWS account.
AWS account.
Means that multiple
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 users.
users can share the AWS account. Huh?
मतलब the root account cannot be shared, but
Yes, yes,
if any special privileges are provided, the multiple users can use it.
yes. Root having a all privileges. So whenever you create a AWS account, automatically root account will be created when you create the AWS account. Okay.
Okay.
That is have a all privileges, so you can do anything. You can do anything.
Anything.
Okay, you can access any service. So here, what is AMM? AMM stands for Identity Access Management. Here, I'll just go to the console and we're going to create a AMM service. Huh? First, I'm going to log into the AWS. So when you joined as a cloud administrator or cloud engineer or cloud architect needs to manage everything. But there are other roles are there. We don't need all the roles. You don't need to know all the roles. So, but as a syllabus, and we should know all the services. When you're working there, you don't need to manage all the services.
Okay.
When you are working, you don't need to manage all services.
Okay.
But when you are learning, you need to know all services. They'll ask all services. Okay.
Okay.
There are so many people there to manage each and every service. Not only single person. Suppose you are in a small startup company, maybe you need to manage everything.
Okay.
Sometimes you may be developer, sometimes you may be solution architect also. Suppose you are a startup.
Yes, yes.
It happens because when the startup is there, there is very less people are there. Then you need to manage both. Here, where you go for the AM service. Click on this services. We have option is there security, identity and compliance. Under the security, identity and compliance, we have a AM. Okay. I just click on the AM. Now AM service is open. In the dashboard, we have multiple options are there. You can observe here on the left side. We have a user groups, users, roles, policies, identity providers, account settings, root access management. Like that, multiple options are there here. Okay.
Okay.
Here, first we're going to create a user. So what is the user? AM user is an identity. I told you that when you join an Infosys company, they will issue an identity card for you. That is identity. You are a member of Infosys.
Yes.
Same thing here. When you create a user, then it will become identity. No?
Okay.
To interact with the AWS account. To interact with the AWS account, we need identity. How will you interact? With the help of root account, we are interacting the AWS. Here also, AM user identity with the long-term credentials. Remember, what are they? Not short-term credentials. Long-term credentials. Security key and access key is the short-term credentials. Remember that. Okay. So long-term credential to interact with the AWS account. Here user. Okay, user. So here, how many users can be created? In AWS? How many users
can be created
in AWS?
సరే షార్ట్ టర్మ్ యాక్సెస్కి ఏమన్నా సార్? లాంగ్ టర్మ్ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా ఇందులో, యూజర్ క్రియేట్
లాంగ్
చేసిన.
టర్మ్ కండిషన్ అంటే పాస్వర్డ్ మనం మార్చట్లేదు కదా. షార్ట్
అదే.
టర్మ్ అంటే సెక్యూరిటీకి యాక్సెస్కి ఏం మార్చేస్తున్నాం కదా,
ఓకే.
తీసేసి వెళ్ళిపోద్ది కదా.
అవునవును.
షార్ట్ టర్మ్ కదా. సో హౌ మెనీ దేర్?
టూ టూ ఆర్ దే.
1 lakh.
అచ్చా సార్.
There is a
వన్
no limit is there. There is a
నో లిమిట్ ఇస్ దేర్.
no limit is there. Okay. The default quota for the number of users supported are 1 lakh. This can be increased. Okay. How many default quota?
1 lakh.
There is a no limit is there. Okay. Here I just go to the, click on the user, click on the create user, give the username. I'm just giving the username as user1. You can give any name. Here you want to access through console or through CLI. So I want to provide access through console. Through console I want to access this user. Through console I need to check this thing. I need to select this one. If you don't select this one, then you won't able to log into the console through console. I told you what is the console. Nothing but this is a console.
This is AWS console.
This is a console. I selected provide user access to the AWS management console.
Okay.
Then I want to create a AM user. Here I want to create a AM user. Here it asking for the whether you want to create a auto generated. The password should be automatically generated by the AWS, or else you want to create.
Okay.
So when you select this one auto generated, it will automatically create it. Who? AWS.
AWS.
So I want to set my password as a manually. Okay, understood. This is the password. Okay, this is the password. Okay, this is the password. Okay, so then user must create a new password at next signing. Ante mean that when the user is login, user able to change the password.
Okay.
When this checkbox is there, user can able to change the password in the second login. First time with the help of this password he will log in. Second time user had a permission to change the password. If you remove this option, user cannot create a password at next signing. Okay.
Okay.
Next here I don't use anything. Okay. I don't use anything here. Just click on the next here. Click on the create user. I just created user only.
Okay.
I have not attached any policy. Policy is nothing but type of permission granted to the user.
Users.
Type of access is granted to the user. Okay.
Okay.
So now I just created this user. Okay, this is the password. Okay, this is the password. Okay.
Okay.
Here just written the users list. Now user is created. When you click on this user, when you click on this permission, no permissions are attached. No permissions are attached. So you can able to log into the AWS account with the help of this name user1, but you don't have a permission to access any service because you are not provided any permission or policy. So first I will going to log into the which we created. Now I created user1. So go to the other browser. You can log in here also. Instead of that, go for the incognito mode. I'm just going to the Chrome browser. Okay. Here I'm just going to the AWS account. Okay. When allows you to log, previously it is not allowed. Multi-login is not allowed. Now it is now allowed to log into the user also. Okay.
Okay.
So don't be confused because of it may be confused root and user every time you need to switch. Instead of that, use multi-browser. Use the multi-browser. Easily you can understand. Okay. There will be switching problem will be there when you log into the same browser. Even in a old console, the console is not allowed to log into the user. But now it is. Now we can. So go to the sign in. Here I need to select which are not your root user. Which user I need to select?
IAM user.
Then it asks for the, see this, then it asks for the account ID. So you need to supply the account ID. This account ID is the top right here, top right.
Okay.
Here this is the top right. We just copy this account ID. Okay.
Okay.
Now paste the account ID. Then username is what? User1,
User one.
and provide the password. Provide the password.
Password.
Okay. So now sign in. So now sign in into the console. Can I able to log in? Yes.
Yes.
But thing is there, when I try to access any service, it shows error. See this, I just go to the S3. So it shows the error. Why? Because you don't have any permissions.
Mm. Access
Why
denied.
is error? Because your
We did
user
not set
one
any
doesn't have any permission to
permissions.
access to AWS resources.
Mm-hmm.
Any resource we can't access. See here I go to the EC2. So when I go to the EC2, here also shows the error. Shows the error.
Okay.
So now again go to the console. Again go to the console. Here having a user one is there. I will provide some permission to access some resource.
Okay.
Just click on the user. You have a permission set there.
Permission.
Here on the right side we have add permissions. Okay. Click on the add permission. Here select the third option, attach policies directly. Attach policies.
Directly.
Here multiple policies are there which is already created with AWS. Which service you want to access? It is around 1300 plus. It is around
1300 plus.
If you see this administrator access means all permissions.
Okay.
In the search bar I just type a service, S3 related service, type S3. When I type S3 here, it shows the all S3 related permissions. S3 full access, S3 read only access, S3T full access. I just right now I'm going to give it a small permission called S3
full access.
Okay, instead of that I'll give the read only access. Okay, read only access. Next here, multiple policies can be attached to the single user. Not only single policy, you can attach multiple policy.
Okay.
Understood? You can attach multiple policies.
Multiple policies.
There is no restriction is there like only you can attach only single policy. You can attach multiple policies also. So now what the policy is there?
Amazon S3 read only access.
User 1 can access S3 read only. He can't create a bucket, but he can read the bucket.
Read the bucket.
Again go to the console here. It's okay? That is the user 1 console. User 1 console. If you see here, these are, see the rightmost here. You just logged as a
user one.
User 1. When you see here, it is a
root account.
Root account. So don't be confused. Huh? Okay? Don't be confused, both are same. Huh? So then I go to the S3. So now I've given the permission. So now bucket shows showing.
Okay.
Sir?
Showing.
Because we are given the what?
Read only access.
Read only access. Let me try to create a bucket. Huh? Or else I could upload the object. Huh? Add files here. I'll try to upload an object. What happens here?
Upload field.
So why it is upload file?
Read only access was given.
Yes. Read only access we are provided. Okay?
Okay.
So then go to the EC2. Can we create a EC2? Can you access the EC2? No.
No.
Because you don't have any permissions.
Yes.
You don't have any
Permissions.
You will get error. See this. Okay?
Okay.
Again go to the root account. I just remove this policy and add new policy. Add the
New policy.
here go to the add permissions. Attach policy directly. Here I'll just go here S3 full access, and this time I'll give the
S3 full access.
next here. Add permissions. So
Mm.
now it is having a S3 full access.
Okay.
Again go to the user, click on the S3. Here we're having a bucket is there.
Mm.
There is no objects are there. Add files. I will upload some object. I will upload some object. Okay. Now successfully uploaded or not?
Mm.
Done. Why? Because I had given the
Full access.
full access. Okay, like that you can change the permissions according to requirement. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Suppose if you give the administrator access, you can
Mm.
do anything. You can do
Anything.
here. I just go to the add permissions. Here go to the attach policies.
Attach policy directly.
Having what is the permission is there?
Administrator access.
Administrator permission access means so you can access any service.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
I go to the console again. Just refresh. Refresh one time, huh? So now you can access the bucket. You can create the bucket, huh?
Mm.
So now you're able to create a bucket, huh?
Yes.
Here I'll just go to the EC2.
This also
You can able to create EC2 also.
Mm.
You can able to create a
EC2 also.
why?
Administrator access. We have.
Administrator access means all
I'll
services
not-
have a permission. You can manage all services. Even you can create a AM user also. Let me try what happens whether I create a AM user or not. Okay.
Mm.
So let me try that it is possible to create a AM user. Understand? In AM lo AM user.
Okay. Mm.
As a user I logged in. I am going to create a AM user whether it allows to create a user or not. Okay.
Okay.
Here the user, create user,
Mm.
user 2. I want to create user,
Oh.
system password. Can I able to create user?
Yes.
Because you are a administrator.
Administrator.
You can manage anything. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
That is the user. That is the
User.
how you delete a user? How will you delete
Yeah.
a user?
Select that one
Select the user and click.
and delete. Delete. Confirm.
Now users are deleted.
Mm.
Users are deleted.
Delete.
So next thing is the MFA. Okay. What is the next thing?
MFA.
So AM MFA. So what is the MFA? Multi-factor authentication.
Multi-factor authentication.
Multi-factor
Authentication.
So when you join office, there will two types of like you need to give the biometric and also you need to swipe. Sometimes you need to swipe your card or and the security guard also check. That is called multi-factor authentication.
Authentication.
More than 2-3 times they will check your security.
Mm-hmm.
If not is there, then what happens? If anyone can attend, even if you take other, sometimes they will iris lock also there. Some offices.
Mm.
Sometimes they will provide the iris lock. I have seen so many offices that are having iris lock also. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So they'll use the biometric access or sometimes they'll use the iris lock also. Okay? So that is what multi-factor authentication.
Multi-factor authentication.
So when you do the transaction by using internet banking, you will enter the internet banking username and password. Then again it will ask for the OTP. Ask for the
OTP.
why it is? Because it provides the extra layer of security. It
Okay.
provides the
Extra layer of security.
so it is also known as two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication.
Multi-factor authentication.
Okay.
Mm.
Here multi-factor authentication is a identity minimum best practice to add the second authentication factor in addition to username and password credential.
Okay.
You can enable MFA at the user level, root level, account level.
Okay.
For the root you can provide, for the user you can provide.
Okay.
Understood? With MFA enabled, when user signs into the AWS console, so when user signs into the AWS console, first user will enter his username and password. Okay?
Okay.
So when the username and password is entered, that is not enough to log into the AWS account. Again, it asks for the one OTP.
Okay.
When you enter OTP only, you can
It
log
will
into the
allow.
AWS account.
Mm.
Why it is multi-factor authentication is very, very important because suppose you are working you are deploying a Swiggy food application, that is e-commerce application, quick commerce application. So then, if you don't have a security to your AWS account, someone else will take your username and password and log into your account, and maybe he will delete EC2 instance which is running your application. Then what happens?
The application
The
will stop.
application crash. Okay?
Mm.
It won't work. So here your whatever the resources you have deployed in the AWS account also, very, very important, they are assets of your company. They are
Assets of the company.
maybe not a physical asset. Suppose Microsoft Windows 11 is there. Windows 11 is completely the software which is written in any programming language. That is not a physical asset, but thing is there that is asset for the Microsoft.
Okay.
So by selling this software, they will earn money. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
If you don't have a proper security for your AWS account, hackers may log into the AWS account, or trespassers or maybe or intruders may log into your AWS account. They may modify. Sometimes they may delete your all resources. Then there will be a big issue for you. So maybe your AWS, maybe your app will be deleted or your data may be deleted, something happen. Okay?
Okay.
So avoid this situation, we're going to provide a two-factor authentication.
Two-factor authentication.
Two-factor authentication.
Authentication.
Or it is also known as multi-factor authentication.
Multi-factor authentication.
For creating the multi-factor authentication can be provided for the root account or else
As well as
the user account.
User account also.
For my root account, I already created a what?
Multi-factor
Multi-factor authentication.
Mm.
Here to create a multi-factor authentication, see this, I have already root having a root having what?
Multi-factor authentication.
Multi-factor authentication. Okay. Here first I create a user. First I create a multi-factor authentication. Create a user. Same process for root also.
Okay.
So here I just go here, create user, system password, enter the username. Now created a user. Now created a user.
User.
Here click on the user.
Hmm.
Here option is there. What is that?
Security credentials.
Click on the security credential. Here one option is there. What is that?
Multi-factor authentication.
You can assign how many devices?
8 designers.
Suppose I want to access through biometric device like fingerprint sensor. That can also you can attach.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So now click on what? Assign MFA device. Assign.
I'm afraid of it.
Give any name. The device name can be anything like I just gave you the Redmi mobile. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Here 3 types of option is there. One is the pass key. Second one is the authenticator app. Third one is the.
Hardware OTP.
If you zoom in here, you can observe the images. What are the images like biometric series?
Mm-hmm.
Like pen drive,
Mm.
like key. Okay.
Mm.
You can use hardware devices.
Mm.
So you can create a pass key on this device or use another device like a FIDO security key like this one. We have a like pen drive type device or biometric device.
Mm.
Okay. FIDO key. So this provide the what?
Two-factor authentication.
So we
UB
need
system.
to purchase this one.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, understood.
Uh-huh.
So another thing is there we have another TOT token. Okay.
Mm.
So we need to attach any hardware devices like pen drive like devices. There will be
Mm.
OTP will be generated. OTP
Will be generated.
we need to first with the ration public distribution of the rice like PDF. There
Mm-hmm.
also this thing.
Okay. Okay. Mm.
Token, huh?
Okay. Mm.
Next thing I don't have both this thing. I don't have any hardware devices. To
Mm.
authenticate with the internally there will be hardware devices to the real time.
Okay. Mm.
Then second one is what?
Authenticator app.
So from the Play Store or from the iOS Mac phone, go to the store,
Mm.
download the Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator.
Okay. Mm.
Understand?
Okay.
Which
Okay.
application I need to download from the Google Play Store or Apple Store? Google Authenticator.
Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator.
Both. There are so many authenticators are there. Generally, these two we use.
Okay.
Microsoft Authenticator. These are most authenticated.
Okay. Mm.
First to download the application in your mobile phone. In your
Mobile phone.
so then install the Google Authenticator. Install the
Google Authenticator.
understood. Install the
Mm.
Google Authenticator in your mobile phone. So then here select the authenticator app. Select the authenticator app. I
Mm.
don't have any hardware devices.
Okay.
Select
Okay.
here. Here I'm having a QR code. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Mm.
Open your authenticator app. Open your.
Authenticator.
So in the authenticator app you have a
Scanner option.
scanner option there. When you scan there, it will generate a two OTPs. How many OTPs will generate?
Two OTPs.
So you have right side you have a the right side bottom. At the right side bottom you have a option plus sign is there. Go to the scan QR code. Scan QR code. Okay.
Okay.
When you scan a QR code, it will generate two OTPs. Two.
OTPs.
We need to enter these two OTPs. One, two.
Okay.
So we need to enter two OTPs. When you enter the two OTPs and the device and that is Google Authenticator device and your AWS account are both are connected
Activated.
each other. Connected
Mm.
each other. Okay.
Okay. Mm.
So whenever I log into AWS account,
Mm.
every time from the authenticator app you need to provide the OTP. from the authenticator app will generate an OTP.
OTP.
You don't get an OTP from your mobile phone, like you don't get SMS. Go to the authenticator app, it will have some OTP, two OTPs. You can
Okay.
understood?
Okay.
It can both can be applied at the root level and the user level also. Why we need multi-factor authentication?
To secure our accounts.
Secure. It is most important secure AWS code. Understand? So that is the multi-factor authentication. That is the
Okay.
multi-factor authentication.
Multi-factor authentication.
So now you had clear about the user. You are clear about user, the first concept. Hello.
Hello.
User.
Sir, voice break అవుతుంది సార్ మీది.
Can you able to hear me right now?
Now it's audible.
Okay. So you had not understand the user, the concept user concept.
No, I didn't understand, sir.
Okay. So why you are going to create user? Because you are working in a company, you're an organization, multiple people are there. There are multiple people are there, like programmers will be there, tester will be there, DB team will be there. There are multiple networking team will be there, multiple people working on the IT team, different teams will be there.
And we can provide the same
And
access
then
to everyone.
provide the access to all people. Suppose DB team wants to access the database, we're going to provide the access only to access the database only. I don't provide any access. Okay?
Okay.
He can use that database service. Suppose one programmer wants to access the S3 bucket, we're going to provide the S3 service to access
on S3.
Understand? That is the user.
Got
that
it.
is the user.
User.
So next thing is the group. What is that?
Group.
So what is my group? Group is nothing but a collection of users.
Collection of users.
Users. So why? Because there are multiple teams are there. Have one programmer team is there. That is around 50 members are there. That is having around 50 members. Whereas testers group having 50 members. Whereas networking team having 50 members. DB team having 50 members. For each and every user, it is difficult to assign the permissions. Okay. If you don't have a group, suppose I have 1,000 users are there, then each and every user need to give the permission or policy need to attach.
That
very
will be
difficult or not? Suppose you have 10,000 users are there. So how much time it will take? So much of time it will take. Administrative work will be more.
Yes.
Instead of that, I will segregate the groups. I will segregate the group. Programmers all having one group. Whereas testers all having one group. DB team having all one group. And IT team, networking team having all one group. Like that, we're going to create a group.
Okay.
And all these users are joined as group. Okay. Instead of giving the permission for the user, we're going to give the permission for the group. Instead of user, we're going to give the group. 100 members group, same permission will apply to all users.
Okay.
So then administrative work is reduced or not?
Yes.
So that is the reason for creating the group. Okay? To segregate the tasks. Okay? Segregate the task. Okay? Understood. And next thing is there, user can be member of multiple groups. User can be a member of multiple groups. Suppose I am a project manager. I am a user. Okay? So then can be member of programmers group, testers group, DB group or not? Yes. User can be group of, not only, he can only restrict to single group. He can be member of any group. Multiple groups also.
Yes.
But thing is there, nested groups are not allowed. Understand?
Group in a group.
Group in a group.
Okay.
Nested group.
Okay.
It's not allowed. Okay?
Okay.
User can be member of any group. There may be 10 groups also. Maybe member of any group, multiple groups also. But group
Okay.
nesting group is not allowed. Nested group is not allowed.
Not allowed.
So that is the groups. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
So when you join your company, they will ask you that some of the students are there. They're working. Two students are there working in the US. One is working in the Azure, and other one is working in USA. So I just asked them that which task you do in AWS. They told me
Hmm.
that I just create this. I just manage the AM. Just manage the AM service.
Okay.
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 So this AM is also known as the global service. Remember that.
Hmm.
I forgot to give us. That is AM is a wrong. AM is a what? Global
Global
service.
service.
There is no region is there. See this. When you switch to the AM, there is no region will be there. See this.
Hmm.
Understand?
Got it, sir. Hmm.
So AM is a which service? Global service.
Global service.
S3 is a global service. EC2
Okay.
is a regional based service.
Regional service.
Okay.
Hmm.
So say, can you observe the EC2 in other region? Can't. We can't
Yes.
view the EC2 in other region. Okay.
Hmm.
So AM is a completely free. No need to pay anything. This is a completely free service. AM service. Understand?
Yes.
So now what we're going to do is that we're going to create a group. We're going to create a group.
Hmm.
Understand?
Hmm.
Simple thing, all this thing. Huh? Here I just go to the AWS solution art is not much complicated. Okay, compared to the DevOps. DevOps is complicated. Okay. So
Okay.
DevOps come over having more options. Huh? You need to have multiple tools. You need to have expertise. Okay.
Okay.
Here not much difficult. This AWS is not much, very simple. Huh? Here I having a groups are there.
Hmm.
First I already created a user one and I am going to create another user. I am going to create another user.
Another user.
Here I'll just go to the user 2. I'll just give
User.
the name as user 2.
User two. Hmm. AM user. Custom password.
Password you need to enter. If your friend doesn't have any account, you can share giving the AWS administrator permission. Understand?
Okay. Hmm.
If you create a user, and if you give the administrator access to the particular user,
Hmm.
same account can be used by the multiple people, but the bill will be generated for you only, not for him.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Understood?
Okay. Hmm.
Who will need to pay the bill? Root account need to
Root.
pay the bill.
Yes.
Okay. So remember
Okay.
that. That's why whenever I go for the college workshops, I don't tell them that to create a AM user. Okay. So always I encourage them to create a self account.
Hmm.
So there may be conflict will be, sometimes it may be conflict. So some one person had given the administrator access, then that person used so many services that may be generate a bill. So bill need to pay by the root account. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So means that we can use multiple people. I created two users. Okay.
Two users.
Then go to the users group. Create a group here. Give the name here, group name. You can give any name. Like I just go to the name as a programmers group. Okay? Programmers group. Okay.
Okay.
Here directly you can add the users, or else after that also you can add the users. Okay.
Okay.
Just create a group here. Now created a group here. Okay. I don't have any users. Click on the group here. Here. Add users. Add.
Users.
Here I add both users. Both users.
Both users.
So now this is having this much of two users are there. This doesn't have any permissions.
Okay.
Suppose I want to add the permission. Go to the permission. Add permission. Attach policies. So then I'll just go to give here one option that is to read only. Just give the
Full access.
full access.
Okay.
Understand? Suppose you have 100 users, you have a
Permissions.
permission. All users having a common permission. You can have multiple permissions also, multiple user policies also. You can attach Multiple policies also. We can attach multiple policies like here.
Policies.
Attach policies. I'll just go here. Go to the S3. Okay. Attach policy. You can attach multiple policies also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Again, I want to create a group. What we need to go to the create group. Create a group. You give the name as a testers group. Known as the
Testers group.
testers group. I don't want to add this both user. I will create later. That is
Later.
3 user.
Mm-hmm.
Just now I created a create user group. Okay.
Okay.
Go to the users here. Click on the create users. Username as user 3. Here I want to create user. Custom password. Username. So now created another user. Now created
Another user.
another user. Again go to the users. Create user. User 4. Now created 2 users. Now created a
2 users.
user 3 and user 4. Got it? So now go to the groups again. So I go to the testers group.
Testers group.
Go to the add users.
Users.
You can add this user also, no problem. I told you that the group can be, users can be multiple.
Yes,
can be
multiple
multiple.
groups.
You see this in groups. This testers group having a 4 users.
4 people.
That is up to you.
Okay.
Here you can give administrator. Here go to the permissions. Go to the add permissions. Attach policies.
Yes, policies.
So this is your according to your requirement.
Okay.
This is maybe it was according to your requirement. Understood? I just add the policy. Got it?
Got it.
That is the what? Users and group. That is what?
Users and groups.
Users and group. How to delete the group? So if you don't delete the group, there is no billing will be there. There is a free service. Okay? For delete this one, just click the group and click here delete.
Delete.
And enter delete here.
Okay.
Now delete it. Then users. Click on this delete. Okay. So now delete it. So that is the user group. So tomorrow we're going to learn about the roles and policies. Roles and the policies and the
Policies.
identity program. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Tomorrow I'll see you. I'll send
Okay.
this video to you.
నా సార్ నా నెంబర్కే పంపించండి సార్.
Okay.